Welcome back, America. The voice of the host filled the studio with warmth and familiarity. We're here today with a great friend, Victor Davis Hanson, Senior Fellow at the Hoover Institution. I often call him America's wise man, and honestly, God knows we need his wisdom now more than ever. The host leaned forward slightly and continued. First of all, I want you to know something. My audience truly loves you. They admire you, they respect you deeply, and they've been asking one simple question. Where have you been? What have you been going through? Victor Davis Hanson paused for a moment before answering. About 10 weeks ago, he began calmly, I had surgery for lung cancer. The doctors had to remove the right lobe of my lung. The mutation was quite rare, so they're still determining the best treatment. It can be handled either with chemotherapy or immunotherapy. For now, I'm on a strict monitoring schedule. He explained that every 90 days, doctors perform a CT scan along with a blood biopsy to determine whether the cancer has returned. I'm hoping it doesn't, he said quietly. But the challenges did not end there. Shortly after the first surgery, I had a second emergency operation. I suffered an aneurysm and there was internal bleeding. The surgeon had to rush back in immediately and remove the sutures. I ended up needing 6 blood transfusions. The physical toll was immense. I became extremely weak and anemic, Hanson admitted. Even now, at week 10, most of the problems I'm dealing with are related to that blood loss. Low blood volume, atrial fibrillation, and a few complications that come with recovery. But his tone remained steady and determined. But I'm hopeful things will improve. I try not to look back. I only look forward. You deal with the cards you're given. That's the motto. You press on, you move ahead, and eventually everything works itself out. The host nodded with admiration. You really are remarkable in many respects, and I want to ask you something from your perspective, not just as a political analyst, but as a great historian. He leaned closer to the camera. First, did the president do the right thing? Second, how is the situation evolving? And third, why is it so important for America to work closely with our ally, Israel? Hanson reflected briefly before responding. Well, every president before Donald Trump, at least the last 7, said that Iran could never be allowed to obtain nuclear weapons. Yet, when they left office, Iran was closer to achieving that goal than when they started. He continued with a metaphor. Everyone talked about the cat catching the mouse, but no one wanted to put the bell on the cat. It was Trump who finally took that step. It was a courageous move, especially politically. Midterm elections were approaching, and the economy was just beginning to recover from previous difficulties. From Hanson's view, the decision involved significant risk. But sometimes leadership requires taking that gamble. He also noted the limitations of available information. We don't have reporters freely operating inside Iran. Those who are there often work under strict conditions. Much of what we see in international media doesn't provide a fully accurate picture. So historians and analysts must compare current developments with past conflicts. In earlier wars, such as the first Gulf conflict, the air campaign lasted 42 days, while the ground campaign was only 4 days long. Even in that short ground battle, the United States suffered about 300 losses due to accidents and combat. However, he believes the current strategy is different. Trump has always campaigned against endless wars. I don't think he intends to get bogged down in a massive ground invasion of Iran. The real question now, he said, is the end game and what the future of the region might ultimately look like.